Yeah, I'll react to that, sure. Let's watch a video. No. Yes. Well, yes, but no. Yes. I don't know. The link to the original video, top of the description. Hope you guys are doing well. My name is Connor. If you're new, the incredible history of 8 London streets. History hit. Let's learn, guys. Let's go.
Founded by the Romans almost 2,000 years ago, London is a city teeming with history. There's been everything from rebellions to regicides to executions to fire.
I've selected 8 of the
Regicide.
capital's most historic
Killing
streets where London
people. Killing kings? I'm trying to do, like, reverse words.
Executions to fire.
I've selected 8 of the capital's most historic streets where London's grisly past really makes its presence felt. Let's go.
Marlborough. I want to learn more about that. Like the Duke of Marlborough, that's one of the higher... That's for another video.
For 4 centuries, Tower Hill was where nobles imprisoned in the Tower of London here met their gruesome ends. The street hosted its first public execution in 1381 when the Archbishop of Canterbury, Simon Sudbury, had his head hacked off by a mob in the Peasants' Revolt. The last
Sorry, what century?
public execution in 1381
1381.
mob in the Peasants' Revolt.
The last was the beheading of the Scottish Jacobite rebel Simon Fraser, 11th Lord Lovat, in 1747.
But there's more to Tower Hill than gory spectacle. One of the oldest parts of the city, it was the site of a Bronze Age settlement and is also home to remnants of the London Wall, built by the Romans to protect the city around 200 AD.
Look how, like, 2 layers of bricks in between about, like, 1.5 meters. No, a meter.
Cute couple alert.
Julius?
Part of the old Roman road to Colchester, Whitechapel Road has long been associated with the Whitechapel murders, attributed to Jack the Ripper.
In 1888, the body of one of the first victims, Martha Tabram, was found stabbed 39 times in the street's George Yard building.
Around the same time, Joseph Merrick, known as the Elephant Man, was displayed here as an attraction in the back room of a shop and later moved into the Royal London Hospital opposite.
In 1936, Oswald Mosley and his British Union of Fascists were blocked from marching along Whitechapel Road during the Battle of Cable Street. The road's Blind Beggar pub is also famous as the spot where both the Salvation Army began in 1865 and where, 100 years later, the notorious gangster Ronnie Cray shot rival George Cornhill.
The ancient heart of the UK capital.
Look, this is my water. I like water, okay? But some people said, like, it's rude to... Can I just drink my water? I spilt all over myself. Okay, it's good. Sorry.
London is brimming with history. The ancient heart of the UK capital, the City of London is brimming with history, and Cornhill is one of the most important thoroughfares.
At one end sits the neoclassical Royal Exchange building, once a hub for city traders. At the other is Sir Christopher Wren's 1667 St Peter upon Cornhill Church, which claims to occupy London's oldest Christian site, dating from 179 AD.
Running off it, Change Alley was the site of Jonathan's and Garraway's coffee houses, where the city's original traders started in the 17th century. The former was the first place to post share and commodity prices in 1698, while the latter was the first place in England to sell tea.
Tooley Street.
Just south of the river, Tooley Street gets its name from the now demolished St Olaf's Church, itself named after Norway's King Olaf. In the 11th century, the future Norwegian monarch helped England's Ethelred the Unready against the city's Danish occupiers by pulling down nearby London Bridge with his longboats.
In 1861, the Tooley Street fire devastated the area.
I love the Shard, by the way. I don't like the walkie-talkie tower. I think it doesn't look great. But the Shard, beautiful.
His longboats.
In 1861, the Tooley Street fire devastated the area. The blaze took 2 weeks to fully put out and led to the establishment of the capital's public-run fire brigade. In 1921, it was Ernest Shackleton's polar explorer vessel Quest, which was refitted here in Hayes Wharf.
You guys want a good story? Look up Ernest Shackleton's attempt at the North Pole. Not the one where he goes with John Franklin? No, wait. That's the Northwest Passage. That's also a good story, actually. That might be a better story. The Franklin expedition? No, but I'm talking about Shackleton's, not with... Who was the other guy? Not Adamson. Scott. Not the Scott expedition, but when he went on his own. Incredible tale of survival. Would seriously recommend if you have any interest. No, just anyone. Watch it. It's crazy.
Polar explorer vessel Quest, which was refitted here in Hayes Wharf.
Famous residents here have included the romantic poet John Keats, who lived nearby while studying medicine, and George Orwell, who slept in a Tooley Street doss house before writing Down and Out in Paris and London.
Not exactly a street, but this London thoroughfare oozes history from every pavement crack.
Dominated by the 52-metre Nelson's Column and flanked by the National Gallery, home to myriad old masters, the site was once prowled by cave lions, rhinos, elephants and hippos, according to excavation work. More recently, it's been the site of political rebellion. In 1848, the Chartist riots for social reform started in this square, and suffragettes were planting bombs here in 1913 and 1914. Anti-nuclear, anti-apartheid, anti-poll tax, anti-war and even anti-lockdown demos have all followed.
Whitehall takes its name from the Palace of Whitehall, where Henry VIII lived, died and married both Anne Boleyn and Jane Seymour. Charles I was headed outside its banqueting house, which is the only part that survives after fire destroyed the palace in 1698.
Is that a joke?
So Robert Peel set up HQ at number 4.
1698, was that the Great Fire of London, or is that a different fire?
In 1698.
So Robert Peel set up HQ at number 4 when starting his police force in 1829, and the premises later became known as Scotland Yard. Synonymous with UK government and home to numerous ministries, Whitehall has been a target for terrorists over the years. In 1991, the Provisional IRA fired mortars from Whitehall onto the adjacent Downing Street, one of them exploding in the gardens of number 10.
Below ground, a network of secret bunkers built since the Second World War are designed to keep the country running in the event of an emergency.
I like the noise. Sorry. All right. Great Marlborough.
Developed in the start of the 18th century and named after the military commander John Churchill, the first Duke of Marlborough, this Soho Road has been home to peers such as Lord Nelson and scientists such as Henry Cavendish and Charles Darwin.
Beautiful freaking buildings. So good. I've said this in a few videos where I wanted to know where the first, just like with the Nordic country buildings, like, well, I guess you could include Belgium and Netherlands too, and northern Germany and northern Poland, but definitely Denmark, Sweden, Norway, of like the jagged center rooftops. But I want to know where this started. this style, this iconic, like immediate medieval or Middle Age or maybe Renaissance era houses that you immediately think of is this. And I wanted just that.
Philip Morris, which
talk.
owned a factory here in 1881, named its Marlborough cigarettes after the street. Number 20 and 21, now a hotel, once housed the Marlborough Street Magistrates Court, where Charles Dickens worked as a reporter and Oscar Wilde stood trial in 1895.
Rock stars John Lennon, Mick Jagger and Keith Richards have all faced a judge here too.
Piccadilly.
Further west, upmarket Piccadilly has been a major London artery since the Middle Ages. Its name comes from local tailor and landowner Robert Baker, who made his fortune here by selling piccadilles. These were big lace collars which were trendy in the 17th century.
I'm the least fashionable person you'll ever meet, okay? Just know that. But I love learning about I love, like, fashion throughout history fascinates me. Modern fashion bores me. Just it has no interest, okay? But it's because it tells you something about the time and what must have evolved to get to this, right? Fashion kind of has like an evolution. People want to be seen as better than, you know, more upper class, better than you because I wear something different. And then the collar is like, oh, I have a bigger collar than you do. Oh, now I have a bigger collar. And it's funny. It's an insight into the human, how the mind works in social situations. I love it. All right.
And he lived in Piccadilly Hall.
Like, what is that?
Over the years, this long, wide street has been home to aristocrats, various members of the Rothschild family, and even Count Dracula in Bram Stoker's 1897 novel. St James's Hall, which was demolished in 1905, hosted readings by Dickens and concerts by Tchaikovsky.
Fortnum and Mason opened in 1705, the Ritz Hotel opened in 1906, and the Royal Academy of Arts continue to provide links to its prestigious past.
So there you have it, London's most historic streets. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to click subscribe.
I have. Great video. She's great. Dan Snow's great. Everyone from History Hit, all the hosts seem really cool and knowledgeable. Good video, short but awesome. Hope you guys are doing well. Would appreciate any comments, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, bye.